Hello and welcome to the mill. I am your host, Dusty Crane, and let me open by apologizing for last week. Sometimes you swing and you miss, and that's what last week was, but I wanted to try something new, and it just didn't go so well. But the message was important. I kind of still wanted to keep that out there, and I don't think I would have been able to capture it a second time, so if you muscled through that, I am so sorry, but that is not, it's not like this week is the apology video for last week. That's not what we're doing. This week, I wanted to talk about the fact that if you are a board gamer who is accepting of digital adaptations, then it has got to be a super exciting time for you right now because there is a lot going on in digital Stonemaier land. So, you know, I talked a little bit last week or the week before about how Viticulture Digital has gone into beta, and I got a key for that, and I've been playing that, and I'm enjoying it. I think we probably, if you're used to always playing with Tuscany, you miss that a little bit, but it's really nice getting back to Viticulture and just having it there in your pocket and just being able to play whenever you want to. So that beta is shaping up really well. Digidiced did give me permission, like I mentioned, to go ahead and share some of that beta footage, but they asked if I'd hold out for the weekend update that they planned on last weekend, and as of this weekend, it's still not out there. So I'm going to go ahead and just wait until they have the beta in a position where they're happy with before I do any of that footage, just for their sakes. They were kind enough to let me share that footage with you. The other game that went into beta, which is kind of what I want to talk about today a bit, is Charterstone Digital Edition. Now, this is one that I do not have a key for yet, but they've been releasing teaser trailers, and I thought it might be kind of interesting. I haven't done one of these ever, but it's something I guess YouTubers do. I've seen my kids watch videos of it, and that is like a live reaction. Now, Charterstone's been releasing teaser trailers all along, and I haven't watched any of them. I did look and see they were like 30 or 40 seconds, and so what I thought was I would go ahead and just, break up my phone and take a look at the video and put the video, maybe make this smaller and the video bigger and just kind of look through that today, and maybe we can check those out together. I understand there's not any like heavy spoilers. It's just kind of like an overview of the game and the charters. So why don't we go ahead and give that a shot? Let's see how that works. So the first one I am going to show is it's actually been out for like 3 months now, and that is the official story trailer. So that's kind of explaining what the whole Charterstone idea is with the Forever King, and you guys have been chosen. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, nice logo. I like the animation of the Forever King's area there, and this is throne room. And all right, so now we're in the Charterstone area, and you're kind of seeing what the charters represent. They're cold, and I like the pumpkin painting going on there, and the future city there. So the Forever King, my first impression of the Forever King is he looks differently than I kind of imagined him in my head. I think that's probably due to the fact that guy in that video, I can't see him getting upset. And you know that you may know that there's decisions in Charterstone if you are able to hit those milestones or those objectives. I forget exactly what they're called. But if you aren't able to hit them, then he gets angry, and there's like varying degrees of anger, like whether you get 1 Mad King or 2 Mad King or 3 Mad King, and maybe there's more, but as far as I've made it to the campaign, that's where we're at. But I mean, he looks pleasant enough. I really like the animation. I wonder if this, and we saw the backs of the characters too, which we don't see in the cards or in the board game. So I wonder if that's something that the original artist, Mr. Cuddington, that group, if they had already, kind of did front and back, kind of like all different sides of them, then just didn't use it, and then it got pulled into the game, or if they commissioned an artist to say, okay, well, here's what the front of them looks like, show the back. But I like the throne room, had the gold on the side, so that was pretty cool. It doesn't tell you a heck of a lot about the story, but I mean, it's a board game. There's not a heck of a lot of a story, and you don't want any spoilers. So the next thing that they released, and this was just a week ago as of this video coming out, and that was the teaser for the green charters. Let's go ahead and bring that one up.
The leader of the Green Charter likes 2 things, wood and gold. This charter
Wooden
begins
gold.
with the wood basic resource building.
This is one my daughter Addison's
But the
playing.
players
She's the green
will
player.
quickly realize the edge they get on their opponents is through the economic means.
I like all the little buildings and the animations of the characters.
Money makes the world go
Decorator.
round, as they say, and the easiest access to it and the best uses for it come from the green charter.
All right, so the easiest
charter will
access
you
to wood
lead
and
in
easiest access to
Charterstone
money
Digital
is
Edition?
through the green charter. Now, I guess I haven't played it enough that, I mean, I've played through most of the campaign, but I guess I didn't really spend a whole lot of time thinking in terms of, like, this is the charter you go to for a lot of money. Certainly you do the whole, like, well, you got to go to green if you need wood, and you need to go to red if you need bricks, and you need to go to, you know, I think, what is it, anyway, you know, mine I'm playing yellow, so you go to me for grain. So yeah, so that's interesting to see, you know, that they have actually they went a little bit deeper into to say, hey, this is where you're going to use money. And you know what I really like, and it's shown even on their Facebook page where they've been kind of demonstrating the building animations, is I really like how the animations look. Like, you look at the card and it's full of personality, and it looks really cool. But you see, you know, the in that case, the green person there, like looking at the character, looking up and kind of blinking and moving, and, you know, almost like a living, breathing kind of animation there. It looks really, really nice. So give Acram Digital props for that, because they've done a really, really great job with the animation. And what I liked there in that green charter is, if you've looked at their Facebook page, they've showed the different buildings they're working on and the different animation, and alone, it's beautiful. They've done such a great job of it. But, like, I wondered myself, if you had an entire board showing and all of the buildings are bouncing and animated, would it be too much? Now, in the picture they just showed there, that you don't see the buildings moving around a lot. So if it's like a put something down, it starts moving, then that might be kind of cool. Or if it's, you know, the first time you place it, it kind of comes to life. Something like that I think would be really cool. So I'm really, really eager to check out the beta to see if, you know, if that animation is too much, or if it's, you know, kind of understated. You just don't want anything too busy. But the green trailer there looked really good. The final one, as of the time that I'm doing this, is the red charter trailer. And this one my son Josh is playing as in our game.
The leader of the Red Charter is the best when it comes to the basic resource management. He is incredibly hospitable and a great manager at that.
We do visit
Red
his charter quite a
starts with
bit.
clay basic building, but it
These
excels
basic
at acquiring
buildings,
and
yeah.
operating
Yeah,
with
see
all
the
basic
animation of
resources
the
in game.
different buildings
Even though
there
undoubtedly
moving.
strong, the leader of the Red Charter is not just a mere brute.
It said accountant,
He's also
but not
artistic and good
accountant.
with
There was a
numbers.
typo on that card.
You can't go far without the basic resources, and the best charter for those is red like bricks.
Next place,
Which
best
charter
place for the
will
basic
you lead
resources is
in
the red charter.
Charterstone Digital Edition.
Again, that animation is just so charming. I like how they give them a lot of personality. I'm not going to worry about the typo, the accountant, because, you know, they're going to get that fixed up. Yeah, that's just, it's really cool. I like seeing, man, you could probably make a Charterstone cartoon, and I would be interested in it, at least for a few episodes, to check it out and see what it's about. I just think that they've done such a great job with that animation that I'm like I said, I'm really looking forward to the game now. Okay, so one of the things that I'm really curious about is, you know, I've mentioned that the animation is really charming, and I like how much personality they've given the different charters, or the different charter characters. I wonder, if you've played the game, it's not a big spoiler to know that you gain something called personas, and that's like what you saw, you know, sliding by the screen there, that it was accountant and crafter and, you know, bricksman or whatever they call that, different job roles, and like it's kind of your persona. But the thing of it is like you get these things by, some of them you get by unlocking boxes and stuff like that, and so if you don't use them, they go into public domain, and so, you know, as the yellow player, I might unlock a role, not keep that house, and then someone else gets it, and their character actually has, so we'll say then my daughter, you know, goes ahead and grabs one from the public and opens the box, and there's a new persona, but it's me. So it's still a different job role and it has a different power, but the picture on the card is me. And it's her that's playing it. That's totally fine. It really doesn't affect anything. But I did wonder if they're going to go ahead and maintain that in the digital edition, or if, since they're doing so much animation work anyway, instead of having the yellow person wearing, we'll say the job doctor. I don't know. We'll just say, they got doctor stuff on. If it's the red charter that ends up taking it, do you see the red player with the doctor outfit on, or is it still my yellow player with the doctor outfit on? It's one of those minor things, but they're doing so much. Probably, that's where I say give credit to Acram Digital, because if it was any other, development that I've encountered so far, I would definitely just go, they're just going to use the same thing. But they've done so much already animation-wise that, I could totally see it happening. Now, if they don't, I'm not going to be disappointed, because, you do kind of want to maintain the integrity of the original vision. But this is something that you couldn't do on cards reasonably that you can do in digital. So that might be something, and even if it's not in the first one, maybe they consider adding it after the fact. But in any case, just everything I've seen about that is charming, and just kind of brings a smile to your face, especially if you like that art style and you like what Jamie did with Charterstone. So I'm super eager to hear that. But something else happened just within the last few days that was unannounced, but has been asked for since Scythe Digital was announced, and that was the beta testing for Scythe Digital iOS has started. So Scythe Digital Edition is now available on iPhone and iPad in beta testing purposes. I think Asmodee Digital is running a lot of those keys, so I don't think you can jump in right now, but it's worth checking out to see if they continue to add more keys. They definitely have a confidentiality request at the beginning of their beta testing process, so no screenshots have popped up yet. Now, I won't share them, but if someone else had shared them online, then I would feel fine grabbing them and showing them to you. But I looked and I haven't been able to find anything yet, but I'm sure it's hard to get people to keep their wraps on the good stuff. So if that pops up, I'll go ahead and share it in another video. But it is largely exactly Scythe Digital Edition, just on your iPad. And what they've done is, they've adjusted the GUI to accommodate a smaller screen. And from what I've seen, it does a pretty good job of offering bigger buttons, so you're not just choosing a certain encounter card and you have the 3 lines of text right on top of each other, and you might be able to fat finger that. This is very much broken down, so instead of them going vertical, they're horizontal. So there's big box, big box, big box. Very easy to make sure you pick the right option there on those encounter cards. In terms of the GUI, I'm not crazy about the GUI itself, because just the one thing that the Scythe mat really does well is, you're covering up your upgrades and stuff like that, and that, if you uncover this and you put the block down there, that this thing becomes cheaper. I think what they're doing, and this will make more sense once you actually see the UI, is they show the cost in the top left-hand corner of that button, and instead of it being, so let's say if you have 3 iron to upgrade, it's not just 3 iron all the way across, unless there's no way to upgrade it. It might be 2 iron and then 1 underneath it. And I think that underneath is demonstrating that you can remove that cost via upgrade, but I didn't see that explained in the tutorial. And again, it's beta. It may very well explain the GUI in the retail release, but it's something where if you're familiar with Scythe to begin with, you understand that mechanic, and so I think you get it pretty quickly. But I'm just thinking in terms of somebody new to the game being like, why is the cost broken down like this? Why is it 2 and 2 on this? When I played this time, but this other time it's 3 and 1, or just 2. So I could see there being a little bit of confusion, but otherwise it's coming along really well. So the state of Stonemaier Digital is just, it's looking really bright. I guess just a really minor update on Wingspan Digital, which is, Steam and whatever, is that they're still in alpha as far as I know, based on, they have a Discord group, and I was looking into it the other day. It looks like the AI, they had an opportunity, so the company itself had an opportunity to work on something else that was super exciting. So I think they kind of diverted resources for just a little bit to go work on that project and then are bringing it back. So I think it's still in alpha. It's still beautiful. The AI, if we could take anything from it, Elizabeth actually is in the Discord, and she mentioned that is the AI being worked on, because yes, she's a better than average player, but she was taking care of the AI in pretty easy fashion. So that's obviously something that's still at work, and especially if it's an alpha, something that is to be expected at this stage in the game. So don't let that color your opinions of what's to come for Wingspan Digital. Everything is looking good. Everything's looking really good. So no timelines on anything really, except for way back 9 months ago, the first time I told you about Charterstone Digital, it was slated for early 2020, and the Steam store has been updated to actually show a March 2020 date. So it's coming pretty quick. I think somebody was mentioning, they're releasing the Charter trailers about once a week. They could go ahead and do that leading right up to the announcement, and then have a week or two, and then boom, it's in the store. So we will be playing Charterstone Digital one way or another pretty soon here if that timeline holds, and I couldn't be more excited. What digital implementation of Stonemaier Games has you the most excited going into the first quarter here of 2020? What game are you most hoping that you can pick up on your phone and play a few rounds of? What is it? Is it Wingspan when that eventually comes? Is it Charterstone? Is it Scythe Digital Edition? Is it Viticulture? What are you hoping they do with any of those? Let me know in the comments. If you have anything you want to see here on the mill, go ahead and drop that in the comments. We'll see what we can do for you. Until then, until next week, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and thanks for watching. Bye.